Hi, welcome to Take a Break, Take a Breath for Friday, April 15th. I'm Rick Boyer, the pastor of Prospect Presbyterian Church in Maplewood, New Jersey. And Take a Break, Take a Breath is an invitation for you to do just that. Take a break, pause for a little while, and just breathe and give yourself a little space so that you can center yourself and remember who you are and whose you are, that you belong to God, and that God loves you and knows you even better than you know yourself. Each time we come together, I look at a different reading from the Gospel of Luke right now and invite you to see it from the perspective of some of the characters in the story. Today's reading is Luke 9:51 to 56, and this represents a turning point in Jesus' ministry. He's now going to turn toward Jerusalem. And he's doing that with some very serious, big intention. He is headed there because, he's headed there and recognizes that there is a necessity to what's going to happen there, that he is going to be betrayed and handed over and crucified and then raised from the dead. It's a long travel narrative. It runs for many, many, many chapters from here till Luke 19 or even further, I think. And we have no idea of the geography of this trip. In most cases, we don't know how much progress he's making. We get a few details of things that happen, but mostly we get his teaching as he's teaching his disciples and preparing them for him to come. For him to die on the cross and for them to be the disciples who are sent out and to proclaim the good news. In this particular part of the story, he goes straight through Samaria, which is not the way that most people went. They went around. They went around because the Samaritans were at one time part of the nation of Israel. They were the northern kingdom. But there are serious differences between the two groups, the Samaritans and the Jews, and there is hostility between them, and so they are hated enemies of one another. In this story, Jesus sends his disciples, a couple of disciples on ahead from town to town to prepare a welcome. You know, we're going to be coming, can we stay with you kind of thing, and they get rejected. And when they get rejected, James and John offer should we call down fire to consume them? And Jesus says no. And that suggests a shift in the relationship between the Samaritans and the Jews, of something that is to come, and it does come. So, with all of that in mind, if you haven't already done so, I invite you to go to a quiet place in your house. If the room has a door, close the door and settle into a chair. Allow yourself to completely relax into that chair. Notice the environment around you. What's the room like? Is it cool or warm? Is it bright? What's the lighting like? Is there much noise from outside the room? Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. As you breathe in the breath of God. As you breathe out all that separates you from God. As you breathe in the breath of life. And as you breathe out all that does not give you life. As you breathe in God's peace. And As you breathe out all that does not give you peace, all of your worries and your fears and your anxieties, all the lists and the tasks and everything that disturbs your peace. You're just letting go of those things for a little while. Allow yourself to become aware of God's presence with you. God is present with you. Maybe allow it to be like a wave that washes over you and it hits your feet first. And at first you're not sure what that is as the Spirit comes to you. But then as it rolls up your legs, you're aware of the presence of God. Your feet and legs relax. The muscles relax. And it rolls up over your waist to your stomach. And the agitations in your stomach get calm. Then it rolls up over your chest. And your heart rate stays steady but resting. And your breathing is deep and calm and healthy. The wave of God's presence washes up over your shoulders and down your arms. Your hands open up. You let go of whatever's in them. Your arms feel less tense and lighter. Your shoulders are relaxed. It washes down your back. And as it washes down your back, the muscles in your back relax and get calm. The burdens of the day slide away. And as that wave rolls over your neck, the muscles in your neck unwind and relax, and the tensions seem to go away for a little while. And as it washes over your face and your head, your face relaxes and maybe you even laugh a little bit. And your mind gets calm and settled. The presence of God is all around you and in you. In your mind's eye, go back to the days of Jesus. Imagine that you are one of the disciples. You could be one of the apostles. You could be the messengers who go into the towns and come back. Or you could be part of the traveling group. Jesus has turned toward Jerusalem and he's told you that. Do you know why he's going there? He's told you the time is near for him to be taken up. It's getting close to the end, and so they're headed toward Jerusalem, where they've never been as a group of followers. instead of taking the usual path, you go right through Samaria. It's a hostile area, and you're a little nervous maybe. But Jesus is with you. He sends some messengers into a town to get ready for their arrival. But soon the messengers come back and say, they rejected us, they won't receive us. Well, with that, James and John are outraged, and they say, do you want us to rain down fire on them so the fire will consume them? Jesus says, no. He follows his own advice to just shake the dust off his feet and keep moving on. And that's what they do. They just keep moving on. They go to another village. What are you thinking about? What do you think of Jesus' response to James and John? What do you think of the welcome or lack of welcome by enemies? Or even Jesus' strategy of going and giving the enemies an opportunity to welcome him? As you ponder all that, you find yourself in prayer. I'll be quiet while you pray, and perhaps Jesus comes to you and sits beside you in that prayer. And then the time comes for the conversation to end. And so you bring your prayer or your conversation to an end in whatever way is appropriate. And you allow that image to fade away. And you bring yourself back to the room where you are. And when you are ready, open your eyes. Let's take a break, take a breath for Friday, April 15th. Our reading was Luke 9:51 to 56. That's Luke 9:51 to 56. If you have feedback for me or you want to talk or pray, send an email to rick@prospectchurch.org. I encourage you to read this reading a couple more times and to see it from the different perspectives of different